This is the Waffenträger Panzer IV, a Tier 9 German tech tree tank destroyer, a vehicle that features a fantastic gun, great mobility, fantastic camouflage value, and a fully traversable turret. When you add all these things together, it creates a fantastic experience, or at least it used to. Wargaming has constantly nerfed this vehicle over and over and over, to a point where it was originally at around 3,000 damage per minute, and now sits at 2,529. That's a pretty impressive amount of nerfs done to the vehicle. The major reason why the DPM is so lackluster compared to what it used to be is because the alpha keeps getting less. This vehicle originally had 640 damage per shot, and now it sits at 580. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, it's still a strong vehicle, which we'll be showcasing in today's video. But yeah, I don't know why Wargaming keeps nerfing the tank over and over. It really just makes you question why you'd ever want to drive the vehicle. I mean, if they buffed the DPM, you know, if they did it like the grill, where they buffed the pen and the damage per minute, then it would make sense. But Wargaming isn't buffing the pen or the DPM on this vehicle, they're just nerfing it. And the accuracy is not the best on the tank to begin with, so when you keep nerfing the alpha, but the accuracy is nothing like the grill, it just keeps hurting the tank more and more. Here we are in our first battle. We are one of 3 tier 9s, which means there are 4 tier 10s. And all the tier 10s they have are pretty nasty, I'm not gonna lie. They have a Vickers Light, that one's not as scary, but the VK70, 257 Heavy, and 4005, all pretty nasty vehicles. We are gonna go to the bush I always go to on Ghost Factory. Hopefully we don't get nuked for 1 billion hit points, because last time I recorded a video, a 183 slapped me when I was in this bush right here. This is a great spot, but the problem is you can very easily get shot by tanks that sit right there. It's kind of dumb in my opinion, because there's not much you can really do to counter it. Alright, well, we can see that the enemy team is not going to the side of the map. In fact, the Yo is already spotted on the side. I'm wondering if we're able to get a shell into the Yo, aiming, and chunk! There you go. I will say the shell velocity felt very nice on that. I may be running Supercharger. I'll have to take a look after this, because that felt almost too good in terms of shell velocity. But we can see where the Waffle still has its same characteristics as always. The accuracy is not bad, as long as you let it aim in, and the gun is just always a pretty nasty thing to fight. So I'm expecting that T-30 to try and run, which we can see is indeed the case. With that T-30 running, I'm just going to try and cut right off to his side. He shoots my teammates. We're going to push right over here. We're going to aim at an HE. Chunk! 800 damage slap into his vehicle, and long live the enemy Waffenträger. Alright, well let's or not Waffenträger, what the heck am I saying? T-30, sorry. I've lost my mind a little bit apparently. But, nice shot into the Vickers Light. That player's now dead. I mean, we're still getting some big slaps out, so I really can't complain. We got an enemy Yo all the way in the back. I'm not able to HE that player, but I don't think it matters. We still got a nice 560 damage shot into that tank back there. Alright, well, we got the VK72 in front of us. We got a lot of packet loss, by the way. 20%? The heck am I looking at? Alright, well, hopefully it goes down. It looks like it is slowly dipping down. Not able to HE the VK. But that's fine, we get a nice 530 damage shot into his vehicle as it is. We're going to reload again. Doesn't look like the rest of our team's even looking at this guy, so we should be able to get another easy shot into the VK. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and we'll just chunk him in the side for a nice 540. The Vickers finishes that player off, and pretty solid first game to be real. I don't know how much we did, but I would guess upwards of 3,500 to 4,000 damage. I mean, yeah, the Waffle's nerfed, but as usual, it's still a Waffle, which means it's hard to do bad in the vehicle. We did 3,600 damage in this first game, which is obviously a pretty solid amount. We didn't make many credits, but I'll take the dub. I'll take being top on the team. That's pretty solid. And actually, we aren't running Supercharger. I'm surprised with how fast the shell velocity is on this vehicle. Let's see how we can do in battle numero 2. Up against us, there's even more tier 10s, this time 5. And once again, all very strong tier 10s. AMX-30B, E100, oh boy, a 183, Badger, IS-7, and even their tier 9s are pretty strong. So not really looking forward to this battle, especially with our 777 looking like he's going town. It always really makes me amazed how somebody can spend a probably decent chunk of money on an Object 777 and still not care enough to learn about the game and its nuances, but hey, I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. We are not in a good situation right now with the way that our team is playing, but our 777 has decided to come back, so at least that's a bit of good news. I think he saw that he was going alone. Unfortunately, we still have a VK-72 AFK in our spawn. I don't know what the enemy team's doing, to be real. Let's see if we can get a shell maybe into the 30B. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shot right into his hatch, and just like that, the 30B's probably not enjoying life all too much. Now, I'm going to try and do something very interesting, but if I can do it, it'll actually be pretty dang solid. Let's just move on over here. First of all, goodbye. But if we can get up here, oh, yeah, this will be actually pretty dang nasty. Not sure why our E50M keeps poking this, to be real. Let's just back up and see if we can get a chunk into the enemy E75. This is where the Waffle feels great. When you put the tank in a position like this, where you can just kind of get some quick pokes on your opponents. The 183 has shot, and just like that, we're going to poke him and get a slap-a-rooney out. There you go. The 183 is basically dead. I'm expecting the E50M to finish off the player. And chunk. There you go. Nice. Alright, well, we got the IS-7, we got the Type over here. I could really care less about the Type, so let's just turn our vehicle to the side. Aw, you know what, we didn't pen the HE on the IS-7, but we actually splashed the Type 68 for another 100, which made it pretty actually solid in damage terms. Alright, well, the IS-7's dead. Type 68's not in the most enjoyable of situations, I can tell you that for a fact. And he just shot, so we're just gonna push right over here. And let's see, can we HE him anywhere? No, but that's fine. We'll just overmatch his roof for a nice 500, and we're gonna back on up again. Alright, well, I don't know where the heck the enemy E100 is, but I can tell you for a fact he's not going to be enjoying life much longer. You think he's AFK? I'm gonna guess he's AFK. Oh, never mind. Alright, welcome to Blitz. See, when your team sticks together, you get a win. And that's really as simple as it is. Our 777, I'll give him credit. Even though he started off the game pretty poor, he came over to the rest of the team. And because of that, actually ended up being a decent battle. So I take back what I said at the beginning. The VK-72 being AFK, yeah, that's a pretty big L. But, oh well, there's not much I can really do about that. We're just going to make our way to the U100, and we'll see if I can get a little bit of a chunkaroonie in. I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 shots of damage for us to be able to get into his tank, which will be pretty dang solid. Oh, never mind, the VK's back, but that's fine. We're going to get us... Oh, yeah! That's a bit more than just a little chunkaroonie. That's an ammo rack and a half there. To be fair, that player kind of deserved it for ditching his team going alone. But hey, the Waffle, it's still a great tank. That's really all I gotta say. We got an ace. 4,800 damage. Even without the ammo rack, we still would have done easily over 3k. The Waffle is just a fantastic tank destroyer. It always will be. I mean, even if Wargaming nerfs it to a point where you have to run the other gun, it's the fact that the vehicle has such good camo paired with solid mobility and just a hard-hitting gun. I mean, the Ritter is obviously really solid as well. It just depends what playstyle you like. Personally, I'd still like to see the vehicle have a bit more DPM, maybe a bit more alpha. But oh well, there's not much you can really do about Wargaming constantly nerfing this vehicle. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you guys think about the Waffle. Do you think it's ruined? I definitely don't think it's ruined, and I mean, we have 2 helpings of gameplay that show that. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.